Peace.
What is going on?
Peace, peace, peace.
Hey,
How y'all doing?
You
Oh,
got
we
a
got
skin.
back on earth.
what happened
Good,
there?
how you doing?
We good, but yeah, welcome back. We are the Collective Podcast. Back for another episode. My name is G Elijah. Happy to be here. Appreciate the space. What's going on, panel? What's going on, everybody? How y'all doing?
Good. I'm Woo. We back. Welcome back.
Yeah.
Back at it again with the collective. Happy to be here. Appreciate y'all tuning in. I'm happy to see all the beautiful faces we got on the panel today.
Hey,
True indeed, Kyrie. Just ready to get into these topics and deal with the trippiest podcast on the internet for another wonderful Wednesday podcast.
For sure.
word. I'm Torn Shanae. The nigga might have cared too much on all streaming platforms now. Y'all go check that out. Happy to be back. I feel like, took a little break for a minute. We'll be back
Be
with
like that.
some. No, it was really much needed. I think that'd
For
be
real.
part of the energy and the phases anyway.
Mhm.
But happy to be here today and share space. And welcome Miss Denise to the podcast today as well.
Thank you. I appreciate y'all for having me.
For
It's been a
sure.
pleasure.
Appreciate you joining us.
Yeah, peace and love. Appreciate it.
Definitely fan. Peace to the family, like soul family, instantly.
For sure. I feel it.
And what's up with y'all? It's your boy AD. Very blessed to be back. And let's dive in, man. Like Trey Songz.
Oh, I'm about to.
Yeah. So I feel like the last podcast or episode we did. I don't know if it was the very last topic, but it was definitely one of the final ones we mentioned was just talking about Kanye West. Um,
Once
I
again,
don't even, yeah, I don't even know how he originally
Love
came
him.
to
the
him,
man
but
Cole.
he definitely has has folk talking about him the last few days for a number of reasons. Um, so yeah, man. What's up with our guy, man? What's up with Kanye? What's going
I
What's
heard
new?
White
Because I'm
Lives
not on
Matter.
social media.
on?
What's new with him? Like, I'm not on social media, so I
Oh,
don't know what happened.
White Lives Matter.
Yeah.
White Lives Matter is what
He's
Kanye.
glitching is what's wrong with him.
He
He's
glitched?
glitching.
Nah, I think that's a classic Kanye.
I love it. Like, I really see what's going on. And when I
Oh,
tell
really?
y'all I love it, like, he's a genius.
Nah, he know how to get the people going.
Yes.
He's providing.
Yes, indeed.
It don't matter what the energy is, as long as you can use it. Like, it don't matter. He know what he doing.
But
First things first, though, I really do have to just, acknowledge the magic that we create on this podcast because Kanye was fine, he was quiet, he wasn't on no bullshit, and just like all the topics, as soon as we, bring something up and mention it here, it's like we are really using our magic to shape the world around us because damn, if we said his name 3 times and he popped up on all bullshit.
yeah, playing with another guy.
All bullshit.
For sure. But yeah, apparently he was at Paris Fashion Week with Candace Owens. I think it was Paris Fashion Week. I don't know for sure. But him and Candace Owens had White Lives Matter on the back of their shirts. And yeah, it just got people going crazy. I feel like it's he like reversing the curse of Black Lives Matter by doing it low key, trying trying to, or it's like a symbol for it. Because there's a lot of black folks who go for that shit. So once again, Kanye just getting people mad so they can think about it.
Yeah, his approach to everything is always unorthodox and unpredictable, and I feel like that's what always gives him that advantage. Just to stay in eyes view. You know what I'm saying? Even though I feel like he's someone that kind of like sometimes gets shadow banned every now and then, but he just comes out like that.
I don't see him get shadow banned, bro. I see that. We see that nigga everywhere.
Everywhere. I think it's a publicity stunt first and foremost. That's what I think first. Definitely, he trying to get some attention and get the people talking. Keep the spotlight on him, especially while he got all this stuff going on with Yeezy and Gap and all that. But in a crazy ass genius way, I think he's also setting up for his presidential campaign. I mean, and I don't keep up with it, but y'all tell me if I'm wrong. Don't we got an election coming up soon? Like, who are the people? Who are the? Don't we know by now?
Donald Trump, and Donald Trump.
Right, that's it, right? So it's like it's almost like
fouls from the White House, y'all. Why he steal them fouls like that? That is the funniest thing to me. Like he's just like, I'm gonna just take this. And
I think Kanye got a chance at anything presidential for real.
No.
If you ask me, I say possibly because Donald Trump was our president.
It's hard to say.
He white and rich, been in the pockets of them folks.
Kanye is not, and Donald Trump.
But the world is fucking in chaos right now. Like everything doesn't make sense. So
why do you say that though? When you go outside, do motherfuckers be running with chickens and slashing tires, or do you be watching the internet and TV to get this idea? Because if I was looking at, I was just gonna say, if I was looking at the internet, I would be thinking that the world is chaotic. But if I'm like going to the coffee shop to get a goddamn latte, this shit business as usual. So I mean, I remember fucking growing up, niggas was shooting and shit was crazy and gangs and shit. So I think that's just pretty normal behavior. In the 20s, it was the mafia. Like in the 1800s, niggas was like Wild Wild West. Like, so I just think that it's just more of if you into that type of shit, it's available. But the world ain't as chaotic as the internet make it out to be, in my personal opinion.
It's really not. But
I just really feel that shit though. Like I can't vouch for that.
I think that it's all stages. Like last year, they had 2 Free Larry Hoover concerts, right? And then he had that 2022 thing, right? What next? Like, it's a follow through. It's a whole process with that. And I ain't gonna lie to y'all. Remember I told you I had a funny story. Like, I felt like Kanye was talking to me. And I'm gonna tell you like this. I believe in reincarnation. And my grandmother, who I believe I am reincarnated as, her birthday is 8/26/1919. That's the first date of the first Free Larry Hoover concert, right? The second Free Larry Hoover concert was on my actual birthday. My granny, she died the year before I was born, so I never met her. So the way I believe my soul contract is, like, I know what my last incarnation was, and I remember what my first incarnation was. And I feel like Kanye is talking, like he has a whole, and when I say he talking to me, like I'm not tweaking, like I'm from Chicago, I'm from the south side of Chicago right now. Like I know he's not talking to me per se, but that's too much alignment for me, especially with my message that I've had since I went to Denver last year. Kanye talking.
I want to go to Denver. I know you smoked it up.
Ooh,
we have to talk about that one. I already know.
No, that's crazy though.
So let me ask you this: Do you think he is in a sunken place?
If he is,
He straight up get out. He straight up get out. Like straight up.
When I say I'm
100%.
That's 12th house.
Listen, like 2016, he go on tour, and he's saying, Jay-Z, don't send your killers out, and all of this shit, right? He just putting everybody out on blast, and then they kill him, right? They take him out. He go to the mental hospital, quote unquote, and then he come back, and then he on TMZ. TMZ is CIA, like they know more shit than the cops. He on TMZ, and then from there he just been this hype beast. No more music, random ass songs that niggas do not care about, right? For real, not like they used to. He nothing but get out, dog. He nothing but a puppet of some sort. He gotta be Trump's puppet because he not next to goddamn Beyonce wearing a shirt. He next to goddamn Candace Owens wearing a shirt. Candace Owens, all she do is talk about Donald Trump. Like that's her claim to fame. So it's just like I just see it as what it is. Like
this nigga is like always on the news. Like he get whatever interview he wants to talk about whatever.
$1 billion. Like, come on, dog. He nothing but they can tell Kanye, you got $5 billion now. And like, what does it even matter? Like, what is that actually? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Seriously.
In real life.
This nigga sounded like Trump when he was talking about Gap on the news or whatever. Like that's some shit Trump would say. Like,
they don't got enough money than me.
I don't argue about with people who get paid less than me or some shit. Like he's still like on the news. Like I just feel like he's something to look at. I do feel like it's a distraction in a sense.
I agree with you with that.
I feel like the nigga used to make good music, like, and I mean there are some points like, people could like connect him to like saying White Lives Matter to other narratives, but I just feel like that's not Kanye's point. I feel like his point is not like this is a nigga who just doesn't explain himself well, and I don't know if he can. Like, because like I don't know what his intentions are. Like, he don't let niggas know what his intentions are. So,
well,
I can't really. I don't know. I can't.
But we've also called him artistically genius. So can we really say he don't explain himself well? He might not verbally articulate himself well, but
I mean, I feel like niggas give him more, like, I don't know. The nigga had like 5 really good albums, 4 or 5 good albums.
and he's sampling and he using 20 different writers. So when you say artistic genius, this is a nigga at a jazz club that can play the goddamn bass guitar. Way more genius than Kanye West, in my personal opinion. And I just want to say one thing: Black Lives Matter is for white people. Like, they got the signs up. They got, and if you drive through a white neighborhood in any part of the country, you probably might see a little Black Lives Matter thing hanging or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So he can't be talking to black people about Black Lives Matter when black people do not even fuck with Black Lives Matter.
Right.
You understand?
Right. Mm-hmm.
We don't even care about Black Lives Matter. So him saying White Lives Matter is strictly him having a conversation with Caucasians, because niggas is going to be like, well, he said white, and white mean because the Moors. Like, bro, come on now.
White is white.
I've heard the lecture too. I've done the video about all of that shit. I understand what you're talking about, but Kanye is not on that level. He on some Caucasoid level shit, like, period. Like, white boy, like, I don't know, man. Like, niggas try to take it and get too deep with it, and I just don't like that shit, bro.
Yeah, I thought that was interesting though. but it's definitely a little too deep.
Mm-hmm.
Look at the picture. You got yin and yang.
Yeah.
Yeah, bro. And as much as like even these days is like he talks about like trying to get back to like you know I don't even know like getting like doing things for like whatever type of right reasons. Like that nigga still like he I feel like he plays up to like Kim Kardashian in a way. I feel like he plays up to like that like they that business type strategy that always he's doing what they do. Like I feel
Yeah.
like he's one of them to be
Mhm.
honest.
Facts.
Yeah, like fuck somebody for some money. Like not fuck somebody for some money, but like put a porno out for some money for clout. Like have cameras film your whole family for money and
Yeah.
reality shows and things of that nature. Like just clout chasing basically, and that's just what this is. But it's
Yeah.
just the craziest little. It's the craziest slogan ever, bro. Because nobody asks for it. Like, what? Nobody asking for this, bro. He just
Let me ask y'all
like,
this. Did your
Yeah,
first
we
song?
supposed to see niggas wearing these shirts.
like I hope not, bro. I
Like,
hope
how-
not, bro.
Bro, you know how you gonna get looked at with that on?
But that's limited Kanye merch, bro. You gotta cop.
I mean,
Like
$20
it might
for
be
a
worth
tee.
something in the future.
Cool.
You know what's actually crazy though is then he turn around and going in on somebody and playing the whole I was a black father who couldn't see my children on their birthday, and I'm like, yo, pick a side, nigga. What the pick one? What do you want to be there? You want to be black? You want to be a black man? And we feel
He a politician. He trying to play both sides, apparently.
Clearly.
That's the part I don't like though. Like I really can't get with the politician and the Hollywood thing because it's like now I can't take neither seriously, honestly.
right. But
Yeah.
the crazy thing,
But maybe that's the point though. Maybe you're supposed to see it as what it is.
Yeah, a
That's
joke.
true too.
Yeah, like,
I mean, they do say art imitates life.
they do say that. They do be saying that. But you know what the crazy thing
But he
is?
ain't put out no art though. Like what art did he put out? Like
the
he
teacher-
ain't, like name me a hot Kanye song. Like name me
He
one.
made
I'm
some
fucking
art
with the
about his
Donda clip.
mom.
What'd you say, Woo?
I said I'm fucking with the Donda clips. I don't know if he made them, but it looking cool to me.
What you talking about?
This shit hard.
the outfits, the Donda outfits, like all the new clothes and shit.
Oh yeah, and that's what I'm saying. His clothes. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, the clothes be like that.
He's trying to make people look humble again, which is
Mhm.
I see where he's going. It's like this apocalyptic.
For 2,400
Yeah.
outfit.
And also,
That part is ridiculous.
I
But that's
remember-
up to the dumbass that paid for it.
I remember an interview in like 2016 he did at the Breakfast Club. He pretty much said he's not wearing no name brands no more. He trying to get people to stop wearing like out and stuff like that. So I like that he did follow through with that as far as like
But
his
did he
fashion.
partner with people though? Did he partner with another major brand?
Adidas.
Yeah, but he's switching up the way
Nike.
they do shit. Like they took his style. They took his whole like I don't know.
Mhm.
That's all.
Yeah,
that's a
like-
story.
Yeah,
Like the Yeezy brand in itself is really like grungy, worn, distressed clothing. So it's almost like think about it, because the world is a stage, right? All this shit is fake. The way stuff catches on like wildfire, if people be dressed like that in the next 2 to 3 years, like everybody's rocking Yeezys or majority of people is watching that, it's gonna start to look like we're living in The Walking Dead, because that's the style of clothes. Like
Mad
niggas wear.
Max.
Niggas is wearing the shoes. Niggas ain't wearing the clothes like that. Like niggas ain't
Facts.
wearing
That's a big fact.
It's the fashion niggas that wear that shit.
It's
Yeah,
the people that can afford it.
Yeah, you gotta
Facts.
you're not coming outside like with like that. Like like on just to see
But
what nigga.
And the nigga can't get them shoes for the low, like for real.
I was ready to say, but you act like they can't knock off a style. Like that's the thing about style. Like once it's determined, like this is a trend, this is a fashion trend, then the knockoff places, the cheap design, the cheap stores, Shein, you're gonna start to see that same grunge type design everywhere.
Yeah,
I got a question for the ladies. Would y'all date a nigga who was dressed in like Kanye?
Or like AB.
It depends on which version of Kanye.
This version,
Right.
grungy, nasty
This one,
version,
Like the whole like the holes in the shirt.
with
I
the
can't
boots.
get with it. I'm not gonna
And the
lie, I can't
glasses.
get with
With a
it.
mask on.
Niggas
I
ain't
don't know about the boots.
White Lives Matter shirts.
No.
that boy.
No, them boots big as hell.
Them boots are silly.
Sleepy boots, man.
You can live with them
But
bitches.
you know, I think about how practical. That's why I keep going back to it, y'all. We might have to run this joint back in a couple years because I keep thinking about how practical that shit is in the event of something like.
No.
I'm talking about.
practical.
No, listen. Hear me out.
Hey, bro.
It's hunting
Oh,
season,
man.
right? I was just talking to my best friend about like getting some boots to go hunting. But the hunting boots, I don't know if you ever seen the muck boots, but like they tall, they gotta be waterproof and insulated. And it's because if you put yourself out there in the wilderness and you know get caught up in the elements, that shit gotta be, it gotta keep you, you know, sustain you. So like Kanye looks ridiculous now because everything is all fine and normal, but we about one earthquake in a monsoon away from a
Need some
nigga
big
needing
ass
to
boots.
walk around in them boots. And when it happens, we'll be like, damn.
Well, I ain't gonna lie, it's
Oh,
getting
yeah.
cold and it's about to
He's a
snow in
genius.
Chicago.
Go
So
get
I'm gonna have to
some-
call
go
me
get
some
some
of them
military
big ass
boots.
boots.
For like a decent price and like don't them gay boots like it's not it. I'm like it's better.
Well, it's probably not even insulated.
It's boots that are meant. It's boots
That's
that are
gonna be the
meant for
last thing I'm thinking.
What the fuck my Yeezys?
Kanye boots.
I'm just saying. It looks ridiculous now, but I can see a version of reality where
When
we
niggas
the
is
ones
walking
that
on
look
the moon.
crazy because we ain't dressed like Kanye.
When niggas is walking
We're gonna have to
on
see.
Mars.
See.
If niggas make it to Mars, then yeah, I feel it.
Mock this. Y'all note take this one that I said it here. So if we have to come back to it,
Now,
I'm
remember
gonna be
George,
mad at you
I
if that
hear
happened. I'm
you.
not gonna
Now
lie. I'm gonna
answer
be
my
mad at you if that
question.
happened.
If you right, you right.
Answer my question. Regular Joe Schmo with some practicality ass outfit on, with some big ass boots in
No.
2022 October.
No. No.
Okay, that's
I'm
this is what I'm.
not.
This
I'm
is
not
that's
gonna-
all
I
I'm
can't
saying.
go.
That shit weird, bro. That nigga weird, dog.
I'm just saying he is weird.
In the
but I see
future,
picture.
he might be lit. We gonna have to, like he said, let's revisit it in 3 years after the big earthquake in LA. And then, like niggas would be like, "Damn, we need our Yeezys ASAP." Right?
The Yeezy emergency kit.
Facts. I'm low key feeling like I need to do some research on the practicality of the Yeezy brand, and because I'm not even hip. I'm really learning. Today.
I bet them joints got a lot of pockets. But they got a lot of pockets.
It got to be
Look like
something
they got a lot of
special
pockets.
about it.
Yeah.
Hey, you need pocket.
Have y'all ever brought Yeezy brand clothing? Anybody on the panel?
No.
Uh-uh.
Collectively shakes.
I'm not gonna lie. I did start fucking with Adidas after he joined because them NMDs was just like them Jones was comfortable. I started buying NMDs, but because them was just cheap and just comfortable. But I never cared to get no Yeezys. I ain't never.
No, I got my eye on a pair of Yeezys. I might have them, I might have them in a little bit. It's nothing against. I don't have anything against the sneakers. Like it's just
Sneakers is hard. I'm talking about the clothes. Like
fashion
show.
I don't even know where to get them shits.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
Gap.
what are we
I think it was Gap.
What is he actually doing? What is he actually doing? Like, have you ever ever in
Y'all
your
think he
life seen
testing us?
anybody wear some Yeezy
Yeah.
clothes?
He probably is testing us. Shit.
Y'all think he testing us? Like, how much? Because I'm Kanye West. What the fuck
Yeah,
would they
and-
die if I slap my name on it?
No,
Nigga,
facts.
man.
That's his whole point. Because he's
But
trying to
who?
convince
That's
these,
crazy.
It's
he's
garbage.
trying to convince these companies that he is the brand. It doesn't.
Yeah.
His grunge wear clothes they look like shit. They got holes in them, but people are gonna buy them because I put my name on it.
Yeah.
So if you don't respect my name, I'm gonna take it elsewhere, or I'm gonna just do it myself. Like that's his whole point. That's
And
why.
that's wrong as hell. Hacky. That's right.
Yeah. And so I see the innovation in that. Same with the music. I can't remember the name of the player that he had that where you can only stream his
nobody
music.
cared.
Yeah,
the
I don't remember what
stem
it's called.
player, the stem player.
Yeah, the stem player. Where
That
where
made me
you
mad.
can- if you right, but it's people that bought that just because they wanted to hear it because they're that big of a fan. They're stands or whatever.
That's love.
I don't know. I'm gonna be honest. Most of those folk, I don't even know they really like fans like that, or they just want to like show like, hey, I got this, and like
They hype beast. It's
Like,
a hype beast.
I think more of those people like people who just want like to show off than like actually.
It might be a mixture of both. I know some people that look for like when Kanye dropping, they waiting for it for the music.
Agreed.
Yeah. So, and me being a fan of music, I have artists like that. If I'm challenged enough where it's like, oh, I gotta do this to listen to the music, it's some shit I might like. It's like, all right, fuck it, I'm gonna do it because.
Do y'all remember back in the day when you used to put a CD in your computer and it would play like a video or something from the artist? Like it was a bonus thing. Or I'm too old.
Little hidden bonus tracks.
That used to be so dope.
Remember the thank you books, like the booklet in the CD where you can read the lyrics to shit on the back? Yeah, there you go, the Don the Stem player. Yeah. See, $200, that's nothing to these kids. These kids do you know, these teenagers and shit that been working since COVID, they done got them $15, $20 an hour just to stand in the line and still get your order wrong. They got bread. They don't care about $200 for that.
Niggas had PPPs and shit. Niggas
got bread. Right, that's nothing.
Big X.
That's
you
nothing.
You said they was doing no PP loans?
Yeah, man.
The youngest I know gonna buy gas before they buy this.
I seen a Supreme.
I'm telling you, like, ain't nobody buying this. Like, I don't think nobody in the world bought this. Like, I think 2 people bought this. Like, cause I ain't never heard nobody ever say,
hey,
like in their life, we're just talking shit on this podcast, and we probably the only people on the planet who even uttered the word stem player in the past year. Nobody gives a shit about this.
I might need to grab me one now because you
got to. It's a collector item.
Yeah, that's what I
Nobody
just
got it.
realized. I just realized that it's gonna be like a gigapack in a couple years.
I still got my gigapets. I got my gigapets and my Tamagotchis. I'm gonna give them to my.
You still got yours.
And I got my nano baby. I have a talking nano baby. I still have all of my gigapets.
Oh, that's fire. That joint looked like my very first iPod Shuffle.
All those were like that. They were like the little squares.
It was a USB.
He had a Zoom.
Bro, that shit was ahead of his time. Zoom videos on that bitch.
It was more lit than the iPod was at that time. My sister got one for Christmas. I didn't get one, of course, because that's just like
that's how
I used to steal that junk just cause, and yeah, that junk was fire. You could play.
Yeah, that shit was like that. You can load a whole movie on it.
That junk was Microsoft.
Kanye out here giving MP3 players for $200, y'all. Come on, y'all. Make it make sense.
We ain't even got no screen, fool. Come on.
Make it make sense, y'all. Kanye out here clouded.
Do it got speakers or you gotta plug some wired headphones up?
It's the new Beats by Dre looking at.
It's something slight. You could probably hear it, but like you probably need some speakers for real if you really want to hear it. It's like playing something through your phone, probably.
But that's where the hidden tracks at.
I can get a speaker from Walmart for $45, $50.
Oh, it's an unpleasant texture. Ew, it
Unpleasant,
probably feel like
fleshy
squid.
texture.
Ew,
You know them Kardashians, they into the wild stuff.
that
Probably
just pissed
made
me
out of
off.
human flesh. That's why it's a
I'm
stem
so mad that
player,
that's a con,
stem
yo.
cells. See, it's all making sense.
What's wrong with
They
you?
family. They
Yeah,
family.
pretty fleshy.
It said fleshy. I didn't make it up.
Nah, that's what it say on the review.
Yeah, it is.
Oh man,
I'm done with it.
No,
Wow.
that go
All
to
right.
the Angels versus Demons.
Where we at now?
I don't want one. I don't want one no more. That just pissed me off.
No, you gotta get one now. You gotta get a collector's item.
Fleshy
Mm.
texture.
Twizzies.
Playing music out of skin.
Mm,
That shit fucked me up.
It serves no other purpose but to hold a stem cell conglomeration in your hand. Because why else would you
You're
want that?
holding
If you make
Donda.
music, just give me the files in my email so I could just transfer them to my Fruity Loops so I could make a dope ass remix. Don't give me this bullshit. Like, if you come on, we're grown. We're adults.
All right, man. That's enough.
Kanye
Kanye.
treating us like kids.
I've had enough.
I love Kanye, but that's enough.
Taking it too far with Kanye.
The fleshy texture was enough
Fleshy
for me. I'm done.
texture.
That was a lot. Even for me, I'm pretty morbid, but that was a lot.
Yeah. Mm.
Cons. Fleshy texture. Disgusting. Unpleasant.
The final question, though, as we shift into the next topic, y'all gonna vote for him?
Yeah. Who's the other options?
I don't know.
That's a better question.
Yeah.
Here go my answer. Y'all want me to go first?
Yeah, go ahead.
Mm.
Politics is bullshit. This whole thing is bullshit. It's fake. It's not real. But if I'm forced to play the game, I will vote for him. And I did vote for him. I voted for him last year.
I don't.
That's
Hey,
right.
I
Somebody
don't-
told me I
Yes,
went in
yes,
there.
yes, yes.
Somebody
Yes,
told me I
yes,
went
yes.
in there and played it on people's face. But I thought we all had a choice. That's the whole point. We get to pick. That was my pick. But my logic and my reason being is with my love for music and rap and the way I'm inspired by artists, there's no way in the world I'm going to have the opportunity to vote a rapper as the president and not do it. That doesn't make sense. It doesn't. I don't give a fuck what he's doing. The world is already crazy.
If the Terminator can do it and Donald Trump can do it, come on. Why
The
not?
president of Ukraine was a comedian. His wife is a comedic writer. Like, this shit is cake. It's all a joke anyway. So
Well, T, let me ask you this then: Would you want something for your vote?
no. And then nobody else that gave me shit for it. I don't care. No. Because
That's real.
I honestly halfway take it seriously for a long time. Once I started to understand politics and how it worked for real, I didn't take it seriously. But my homegirl, she gave me a whole long lecture and she told me about her grandmother that marched for our rights and that we had to exercise our civic duty and we had to go do that. And so in respect to her grandmother, I said, all right, fuck it. If you force me to participate, I will. And so then that was my pick. Because I couldn't, in good faith, vote for either of the other ones. I don't fuck with Biden. I don't care that he's Democrat. You can't make the crime bill and send all these people, all the black people that's like so Biden right now don't realize they sons, they uncles, they daddies was away from them for decades because of Joe Biden and his crime bill. You don't get to do that and build your name off of that, and then get to the level of presidential candidate and say, oh, that was just that was wrong. That doesn't count. That's not me. You don't get to do that. That's still you, and I don't fuck with it. And then, of course, the other one is like a lose-lose. So you damn right, I voted Kanye on the paper, and I'll do it again too.
I got a question. If you told that friend that you chose not to vote, what would have happened?
Nothing. Absolutely nothing. And that was a choice I made because I really did respect her story and what she told me about her grandmother. You know, it fuck it. That's what I'm saying. That's how I feel about politics. If you're asking me, the only politics. Well, never mind. I digress.
No, what you gonna say?
No, it's not important anymore.
Yeah, nah. I mean, I'm not really into politics either. I probably voted like one time, and I regretted that, like even doing that, to be honest.
I never voted.
I never ever done that shit.
Yeah, I don't see myself doing it again ever. But yeah, I did it just like I felt like a need in a way, like to your point, like people kind of saying like the thing, but like after I did it, I was like, ugh, like why did I do that? And then
I feel dirty.
I'm never doing it. I'm never doing it. Like I'm never letting people try to like get me to do something. Like because like people, I didn't feel right giving my energy to something like that I don't mess with at all. So it was like, why did I even shit?
Yeah, motherfuckers used to get mad at me all the time because they were like, "You voting?" I'm like, "What the fuck I'm voting for?" And next thing they just like try to have a conversation for me. I'm like, "What do you get out of it if I vote?" You know, like I just really want to understand what the fuck this vote gonna do. Shit gonna be the same. You know, like, and not trying to be on no, ignorant woke shit type shit, but like, really, what happens when we vote? What, like that's always asking motherfucker. They never give me a
I think that both sides are relevant. I think that both are needed. People to participate and those who don't, and everybody has their role. Because when it's meant to collapse, it's gonna collapse. The system itself.
Because what if they passed the law right now, legislation that said you had to work on a fucking cotton plantation, but all you had to do was vote no or yes. I think like there is local legislation that directly affect people, and like it's things that happen on the legislative local level that affect us every day. And sometimes like we so used to not being heard or imagining ourselves to not have a voice that we could say shit that don't really bode to be true. Because I used to like living in Ohio, I didn't care about politics, but like living in Detroit is much different because it's a lot of black people that look exactly like me that are independent thinking and into politics, like for their own benefit, like pushing to decriminalize psilocybin in our community, in our city. And like that's what my wife is doing. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like I understand like voting for a nigga to be a president really wouldn't make a difference, but I find that is for me in the business and like my livelihood to not just be me by myself to say I wish to decriminalize psilocybin because I'm just this woke nigga, but to have a coalition and have thousands of other people who feel the same way that I feel, and then to say, how do you feel about this? And if they say enough people say yes, then I can make money without feeling like I'm something bad gonna happen to me. That directly affects me. You feel me? like directly impacts my life and my livelihood. So I think like we should like investigate what legislations, what laws impact you, or how could you help yourself? Because quiet as kept, a white person can go down and create a whole idea and a whole concept, and who can stop them? Because that's the game, and it's all different types of games. It's not real, right? It's not real, but that don't mean like we can't fuck around with it a little bit.
Mm-hmm. And I think there's also levels to it too, because it's by being different levels of government, different levels of politics. There's this one woman that's running for water commissioner, and when I in my high school, we had a program called Friends for a Future program where they taught us how to do resumes, and we did like mock interviews with like CEOs, managers. They would come in and they would come to the near west side of Chicago and talk and teach like brown and black girls and you know what I'm saying, teach us about certain things. And long story short, this one lady, my internship was at this convention management place in McCormick Place, and it was underneath the McCormick Place, like the sub basement. And this lady, she was one of the people that was my mentors there. But now this lady is running for water commissioner, and one of the things that she believes in is alkaline tap water. And it's like, hell yeah, I'm voting for that. Like I didn't participate in those things last year, but you better believe I'm participating in it this year. And then I had a relative of mine that actually used to work at the water department. So it's like another personal connection. Like I feel like you utilizing those things and to actually get some changes done that would make things better. Because why isn't our water alkaline? If alkaline water is better and all of that, why isn't our tap water alkaline? Why is it full of pills and drugs and all types of stuff that they claim that they filtering out, but they really refiltering back in our motherfucking water? Like, come on now.
And water is like the most important thing on the planet.
I feel like politics is like, I feel like it does have a place, and it can be beneficial, but I feel like, you know, people have to get kind of their business in order. People have to like know what their just like kind of what their point of mission is. It's like I saw like a peer of mine, somebody who I knew who was like running for like city council last year, kind of on the basis of like cannabis legalization and things like that. And like somebody who's my age, who's like actually like knows, you know, me, but knows other people in like in that field, and who's like, you know, pushing for you know, just making sure like people are taken care of it, you know, as far as people who are getting in trouble for cannabis, things like that. Like he's like a person that who got voted in, who now like can help people who run into trouble, or who's like, you know, pushing for you know, DC's legal, but like he's out in Maryland, so pushing for like the state of Maryland to be legal and things like that. I think like stuff like that, like, you know, when you are involved and it has something to do with your business and things like that, that's when I want to be a part of that, interested. But as far as like what you see on the news and like voting on things because like, yeah, what's been shown to you, I'm cool on that.
And to your point, it's kind of like what Hood said. What I was going to say at the end of my comments is like, for me, that was the only time it was relevant was my time working for the government, because governors and shit determine if I get more money or not, you know. So,
did you work federal or state?
State. That's why I said we're gonna talk, because even I saw
GSA, girl.
Okay, look, I saw where you was talking about, you know, nursing and like wanting to transition out just so that you could speak more to the holistic part.
They literally are killing us. They know that with that medicine, they know that our bodies are built different, and They know that ain't for us.
I did pharmacy for 10 years. So I already know it's some bullshit. And I don't know what our next topic is, but like to that point, I feel like I've reached a different. That's so perfect. Damn, look at God. I've reached a different level of like a different level or phase in my life because it's another aspect of who I am and what I will and won't do for money, right? Like as you're young and you're growing, you develop and you learn about yourself, you do what you think you're supposed to be doing, you know? Like and some people do what the fuck they know they're not supposed to be doing. That's that angel and that demon on your shoulder. But you have an understanding of that based on who you are at that point in time in your life. And for a while, I was living or existing, whatever, and not having that conflict until all of a sudden I was. And when I was, they was like at it. And now it's no longer a question of, well, I'm not trying to like justify shit in my head. I know I'm not willing to do this. Like if I'm not willing to be in this space and know what I know and still just be like, well, I didn't been doing it for this long, so this my job. You know, like
I don't. What about when you start feeling the karmic?
Yeah,
like you start feeling the karma behind your job in the name of money.
Yep, all of that. And so it's like
it ain't worth it.
It's not worth it. And so for me, I definitely got to a place where I was like, I'm not willing to do this for a check. I'm not willing to be this for a check. You know, I know that about me, you know, because sometimes people ask you what you will and won't do for money, but you can't really speak to it honestly until you're in that situation. And so that's a understanding that I feel like I have been grappling with for a while. So it was causing, you know, some kind of just distress, but I made my peace with it. Like I have really just made my peace with it. That's not who I am anymore. So I gotta leave that shit.
You stop judging yourself.
Yep.
And that's when you balance your angel and your demons.
Facts.
Because your demons, by that time, they know better.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? And it's like you know that about yourself. And when you know that about yourself, you can command that in your energy. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And that you really spoke to exactly what I went through. Like there was a strike going on at University of Chicago, those nurses. Now, mind you, I haven't my first degree is from DePaul, and I have a bachelor's in that. So by the time I went to nursing school, I had to get an associate's degree. And most places that are have a certain accreditation, they won't allow you to work there directly if you don't have a bachelor in nursing. And a bachelor was way too expensive. Like I was already at 160 something thousand. You know what I'm saying? And as a single mom, you know what I'm saying? I was on my own and I came back home with my parents, thankfully. You know what I'm saying? And when that strike happened, I was making $100 an hour. When I tell you those nurses were pissed, but it's like, I'm a single mother. You know what I'm saying? I did not have any help. I had to work this strike. But now looking back, I should have been standing with my sisters and brothers because I was standing for the same thing. I just didn't let them play me on an individual level. But because I wasn't a part of their union, it gave the illusion of separation. But when it came down to contracts, I checked every last one of them doctors because if it's compromising my license is more valuable than yours. And if I know it's not right and you trying to get me to do it, I'm finna Karen you before you think you finna Karen me. And I'm the bone collector. Stop playing with me. Get in and out, get my contract, get my money and get out. And now looking back on it, I have the power because now they can't discredit me. But then you get attacked like that. Hence, I don't have any social media.
That's interesting. How is that? I imagine that to be like super peaceful.
It
He got
is.
Dang.
He
When
got
I
it.
tell you my demons is telling on the ones that's pretending to be angels, you can hear it clearly because there's no illusion of what people want you to perceive them as. You see them before they
You
come.
can see. I don't think people understand that. Like when you, and I don't know, just when you see, like when you can see, when your eyes open and you can
And I
see
used to wear
people.
glasses.
Yeah,
When I
you know.
got LASIK, that it changed my vision literally to 2015. It's better than 2020. And my life shifted. And like I left nursing by the end of that year. Literally less than 12 months later, I left nursing.
Yeah.
He did. Yeah. See through the bullshit.
For real. Somebody talked about Meg the Stallion before we got on. I got surgery on her birthday, February 15, 2019. Why I know that random fact, I don't know, but it was her birthday.
It's the rest of fact. Damn, I lost my point.
I'm sorry.
No, you good.
Nah, but earlier in the pre-show, I said, when you favored by God, you favored by the devil. And then after that, I had said, you often find yourself talking to God and the devil at the same time. Like, how often do you do that?
All the time. I feel like I'm always like second guessing a lot of stuff in my own head. Like having conversations with different versions of myself and trying to see which one I'm gonna let loose. So that's a constant thing for me. Like even the smallest things.
Yeah, I feel that. Sometimes when I journal, like if I feel like I have too many thoughts and I feel like I'm getting like just too many downloads, I get different color pens, one color blue, one color red, whatever, and then one color for myself. And I'll just keep track and just have a whole conversation, and it'll ease me out because sometimes I have a conflictual mind.
No, the journaling definitely helps, and it's when I'm not journaling, when I'm on bullshit. That's when I'm having more like that internal struggle uh, within myself. About like,
I was just gonna ask, do you feel like that's when because I realized that for me, like when my thoughts get too busy, it's because I got all these different thoughts and ideas that's trying to like present themselves all at once. So they like
right.
trying to bum rush, like, no, listen, me first, and da da da. So when you're saying like when you're not journaling, that's when it happens. So it's like when you write it all down and basically spill it out, and then it's clear after that.
It's super clear after that.
Clarity. Yeah.
Do you feel like you literally working through like an electrical impulse, like through your chakra body? You know what I'm saying? Like, sometimes you have a hard time getting it from brain to mouth or from brain to finger to, you know what I'm saying, to write the stuff out. Like, how do you even articulate it? And that, to me, that shows, it helps point out my blockages for me.
For sure.
And it takes the emotion out of it,
Mm-hmm. That's a good way to look at it. Mm-hmm. I've been feeling like I've been seeing a lot more demons lately in public. Like, maybe my awareness is different, but ever since CERN turned that shit on, it's been some monsters out here just in real life. Just like I was on a plane coming back from Memphis, like yesterday, 2 days ago. These flight attendants, straight demons, like sunken eyes, just old wretched women. And I was on the phone while they was getting ready pre-flight, and she came up to me and got in my face like close, and she said like super close, it made all my personal space. Like I'm talking about like right here. She's like, yeah, tell them you'll talk to them later, and I love them, or some weird ass shit. Man. And she came back later and said some other shit, man. Yeah, I've been doing a lot of that shit. They've been flocking to the light or some shit.
I would have been. Did she have on a mask?
Oh, she didn't have no mask on.
Oh, I would have cussed her smooth out. See, that's the thing now. That's what I love about. That's what I love about COVID, though. Because you know, before COVID, you look like the crazy person if you demand your personal space, right?
Yeah.
Like you look like you, especially. I'm the angry black woman. If I say, like, damn, you too close, back the fuck up. I'm the one with the problem.
COVID pissed me off because they lied. Like, you can't train me by trade as a nurse. When I first became a nurse, my first jobs were in the operating room. It was scrub and circulate. You can't train me for 6 months. If I talk in these masks or do certain things in these masks, I have to throw them out, or you know what I'm saying? They writing people. You can't do certain things and teach me this and tell me that anything other than these masks is not protocol because it does nothing for the barrier. And now you telling me, honestly, I really believe that this COVID whole thing has been about who's aware and who's unaware. And like, if you walking around here with a corona, with a crown chakra that is unaware, you like the headless motherfucking horseman riding around here. Like, you just clueless.
Thanks.
Listen, that is so profound because I was looking, you know, and I'm sure the same for you. It's different when you're dealing with a fucking health pandemic and you have been working around health professionals that's got all these degrees from all these prestigious places, and you just know they smart. You know them. These your coworkers. You talk to them. You know they intelligence level and what the fuck they know. And it's like, yo, I'm a peasant, you know, like in comparison, like, you know, not really, but like my knowledge level is base, like bottom. Yours is
but
up
that
here.
lets you know how much more they don't know.
It's like
They are
indoctrination, though,
amazed
like
by us.
the knowledge shit.
It's the indoctrination.
They're
Like
amazed.
you're not
I didn't learn shit in school. I didn't learn nothing till I put my hands inside a human body. That's when I understood the human body on a whole nother level. Like, I understand and I see cancer in a different level because I've held cancer in my hand to take it and put it on the machine to make sure they got all the barriers. Like, energy can't be created nor destroyed. So they have been experimenting on us, and Western medicine is founded on our backs. Black bodies is under these medical institutions, and you want me to come to you for the solution for my issues?
Facts.
I just needed to go and assimilate so that I could see the weapon form so I could cancel it. Like,
Speaking on that, and the angels and the demons, and tying it to politics, because you said that, that's why Kanye said white lives matter. What the fuck? All lives matter. What the fuck? If you got health insurance, not health insurance, sorry. If you got life insurance, that's when the fuck your life matters, because now it's some money attached to that shit, and money is what make the world go round.
If you put yourself as an organ donor and make
that's what I was
yourself
gonna say. If more black people had life insurance to where when they get killed out here in the street like that, somebody got an answer to it, because these companies are having to pay all these policies out back and forth. That's when they're gonna take that shit to the legislator and say, hold on, wait a minute, y'all got to do something about these gun laws because too many people dying is costing us too much money. That's when your life matters. Sadly, in America, at least that's how it works. But I'm saying that to say, for a lot of us, we don't even realize that, you know, when we don't have that and we die, guess what? Your body got to get donated to the local college for them to experiment on. And then it's under the institution, just like she said. That's where it go afterwards. And we don't like to, you know, like that's the part that we don't talk about or shed enough light to. So because it's too painful. But when you think about your homies that you lost, and the fact that while you want to say he resting in peace because there's something there, he's not there. Like he didn't, and that's to each person how they feel their body needs to be laid to rest. That's not for me to speak on, but I'm just saying.
You know what?
If you ask that nigga why he was alive,
I think it's wrong when you cremate yourself. Not cremate yourself, but when people are cremated, because it instantly activates your energy for your people. Because bodies, if you think about it, this is what blocked your ass in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
Facts.
Nah, that shit dope. For sure.
But I don't know though, because if I grow the shrooms that grow up out of me, what? I hope somebody get some joints and go crazy.
Nah, for real. I always said I wanted to be buried with a tree or
They
something.
gonna have a trip of a lifetime.
Hell yeah.
That would be dope.
Hell yeah.
But I really feel like when it took for people to understand that medicine is the business and they really don't care, doctors don't care, they started trusting the nurses more. And as nurses began to, because most nurses are empaths and we're healers, all the nurses that I know are empaths. And as most people seek to help people when you have wounds yourself, what made me leave nursing was my own health and realizing that I was advising people to do the same things that I was doing. But as I was doing those things, my health was continuously declining and it was being obvious. And the doctors were looking at me as if I was a challenge or an experiment to see whatever. And I was like, yeah, I'm going to leave. And when I left and connected to Source and realized that all I had to do was become celibate, heal my womb to brain connection, because surgery, when you have surgery on, when women have like hysteroscopies and things like that, it rewires your womb. Like that's your source, that's your matrix, Hood, right? Hood, that's your matrix. And when you heal your matrix and then you start giving your gut brain connection and you working like that's chakra work, that's metaphysical work on your actual physical body. And
your life force energy.
Absolutely. And understanding that and becoming one with that, I feel like that's what manifested even this moment. Like if you would have told me that I would be talking to people about and connecting with people on a social network about angels, demons, Kanye West, and beliefs, I would have told you was lying.
Same.
And honestly, are we attracted each other?
Facts.
Yep.
This is the Big Bang right here.
Hell yeah, the collective.
That what you just said made me think about what Hood said for the full moon, and that this is Hood. Can you
Talking about people have no souls, or
Not everybody has a soul.
that too, but just saying how we are entering a time where truly God's chosen people is like they've said, we've always heard about there coming of a time. And I think we've been saying too, like, yeah, we're in it, it's close, it's here. But I really feel like, or I can say me personally, the downloads and the energy that I've been feeling as of lately, this month, this week, these past few weeks, has been really activation. It's like there's no longer the time of it's coming. It's here now. It's time to, for real, we past preparing. We should have already been prepared, but it really is like gearing up now. And I don't know what is next, like literally next in the next couple weeks, months, end of 2022, but it's time. That's the message that I've been getting anyway.
Absolutely.
no, for real.
Yeah,
And
I had
the
like
feeling-
a real big epiphany about something like about how this world, like the material world or the physical world or just life in general, we encompass it and we're in it, so and we know it. And so this is all that we think that there is, but the epiphany came like because we went on a little trip or whatever. The epiphany came, it just hit me hard, like boom, it's a whole nother world that exists parallel to this world. And the way that you know it is if you tune into it and if you actually understand it. And if you don't, you could be in the material world and just talk about everything that's going along in the material world, which I guess is nothing wrong with it. But I feel like in real talk, like what Torrance said, like it's really nothing that you could have prepared for, and it's nothing that you need to wait for. Like the veil, it don't exist. However, if you don't have the real cognizance to like understand like the physical dimensions, how it's just a fake illusionary world, then like the demon side is going to take over. Whatever is physical, whatever is material, like, and it's normal because we've been in this world our whole lives and it's all we know. So it's all we fixate on and it perplexes us and we feel injustice and all of that. But all of these is like fake conditions because we don't understand the other side. And like Caucasians, they cannot perceive of the spiritual world. So the best trick is to tell people you fucked up or you live in a ghetto or another thing like another epiphany. If you never was told at a certain age, especially like if you ate the right herbs and like ate everything that you were supposed to eat and did everything that you were supposed to do and played it safe, you could possibly live forever. But you don't know that because you get told like I'm 39 or I'm 56, I'm 78 and these people died, so I'm gonna die too. But vampires really exist. Like people live for thousands of years and it's
Do
like
you think our melanin makes us able to do that? Like able to live forever?
it has to, because think about every day that you wake up is just another day, but we'll think of like, damn, I'm getting old. Like
Can I
Mm-hmm.
share
our
something with you?
mind is programmed to then be like, well, we're getting old, let's get some wrinkles in this bitch. But you could actually take herbs, you could actually take certain elixirs that counteract aging.
I
like
was just talking about that earlier. Like, I know
you
one day we're gonna
can.
figure out that shit. We're
Yeah,
gonna figure this
I
shit out.
drink roses most of the
It's
day.
right now. It's right now. We immortal, and that's the biggest. That's the biggest reality. That if we
Mhm.
knew it and applied the science and lived our life as such, we would
Mhm.
represent that.
You
But
got
it's like if
You've
we
been
don't
talking about that
understand it,
for a minute. Like you've literally
hmm?
been talking about that for a minute. And I feel like I came to that epiphany right when I was coming across your message initially, which was sometime last year when I first started coming across your videos. And literally my daughter was born with quadruple the melanin. And because I'm so light skinned, like literally she's my complexion, but she has a giant nevus, a giant mole. And I was like, and when I thought about what that meant, it's like, had I not been intrabred, like forcefully, I would not be this light to assimilate into society. And had I not descended, and I only say descended because it was a trauma bond, I knew that he wasn't my partner, and I was unaware of my own healing. I didn't know that I could have children. So upon healing, unknowingly, I got to see my internalized melanin expressed because I thought that I lacked it. So that's like genetics, genotype, phenotype
That's,
expression. That's conscious,
yeah.
that's consciously choosing to be light skinned, but still have an ability to tan. Because when I started drinking chlorophyll and taking colloidal gold and platinum elixirs and tanning and connecting with my inner melanin and my DNA and changing my command center and the hormones, like just getting
Mhm.
technical with it to remove the emotion, I was like, why, God, why did you give me all of this melanin? And had I tapped into all of my melanin when I first realized that my daughter's nevus was a gift and I was the problem, my child almost died because of me. You see what I'm saying? Because I was going in the wrong direction. And and wasn't tapped into my child. But that's like quadruple the melanin, and I'm like, I'm too. Growing up, I was mad that I was this light. I'm from Inglewood, y'all, low end Chicago. I was light skinned, and I was the only one of the few light skinned girls. I'm like, I want to be dark skinned. Whole time I got quadruple the melanin.
That's crazy. That's dope.
And my DNA test confirmed it too. I was like, dang, I'm mixed up with a lot of stuff. But that helps me hear the enemy that much more. I hear the enemy and I hear us. So what that means? I know who to tune into and who to tap out. So if I command my gut brain connection, you know what I'm saying? It helps me fine tune my frequency, so to speak.
No doubt. You getting deep.
I'm sorry, my bad, y'all. I've been drinking all types of elderberry juice.
Oh, you good?
I get real technical about it.
I'm about to give you. I'm about to hand over my other nickname when I be saying AKA too damn deep.
The thing about it is when you go through shit in life struggles, like when I say y'all, today I went through some shit. I ain't even gonna talk about it because I already claimed mine. But when I say when you go through shit, you realize it's not to harm you, but we learn best through pain. So if I don't internalize that pain and I like harness the power of my vessel by man, look, come on now.
The only L you taking is lessons.
That's power.
Yeah. Facts.
What about you?
It feels safe to be nerdy.
What about you, Jeff, with Angels and Demons? How you feel about it?
It's something that you certainly got to balance out. I think I don't know, it was like a live that I think Hood did earlier. I think it had that also kind of connected with like AD's point in the pregame that we said, but like I don't know, like people who are kind of favored by God or people who are looked at as who have like certain capabilities or people who are sought to be like really close to God. There's no way that the opposite has to be true as well. It's like the people who have the most kind of power in a sense, I feel like are the people who are tested the most, by like the devil tested Jesus, right, for like 40 days, like 40 nights, whatever. Like he couldn't eat or anything like that for, I don't know the story. Let me not be BSing about the Bible. Might be bad, but I feel like
mushroom trip.
I'm somebody like I don't know who like I grew up in the church and stuff, and like my father being like a minister and things like that, and seeing like like there are people who do really have pure intentions, who are in the church and believe in Christ and things like that. But that doesn't mean that there also isn't some BS going on like in the church. It doesn't mean like there's some BS going on like with the whole kind of structure and like and system within itself. So it's like everything is connected. I got angels, I got demons, on both shoulders, and you kind of have to work and deal with both. Like I work with, I try to work with my angels. Like I try to connect with them, and I try to also be honest about my demons and like exercise them, but in a way of using them for power. I watched. I don't know if y'all have ever seen the movie Doctor Sleep, but it's like a kind of movie, like a sequel to The Shining. It's just like, in the original movie is like it was like kind of like like demons kind of following this kid who had like these special powers, and in Doctor Sleep he did it in The Shining, but He basically there was like he was in a hotel and there was all these demons that were like kind of following him. So he kind of locked the demons in like in this place that was like it was really in his mind, but he locked it like demons like in his mind. And in Doctor Sleep, there was like he was much older and he was basically he had to go against some people like against like some like evil folk, and he had to unlock those demons. Like he knew those like he beat those demons. He kind of exercised them, but he still had them. He still like knew where they were, but he kind of locked them away. And when he was like up and had to face like some real like evil in the world, he had to utilize those demons to defeat the real evil. So yeah, that's how I look at it. Like I try to reflect light. I try to reflect, like that angelic side. I try like in my life, I try to be as light as possible. But I'm like, I, because yeah, I know like that's my purpose. I need to reflect light, but at the same time, it's because I have demons that like I've dealt with that I've had to work with, and like we black people in this world in America, like we deal with some shit, and
And we are light.
shit gets
King,
dark.
you are light, though. King,
Shit
you
gets
are light.
for sure, but like yeah, shit gets dark, and it's like you have to be able to understand how to move through that. Like and to your point, like I know Wu was saying, like he's been seeing a lot of like just like shit in real life. You've been seeing them like in real life. It's like yeah, like I feel like when you go through things and like when you learn how to truly get over, like how to truly get over like those humps, how to truly exercise those demons. It's like you do see you see things for what they are, and that shit don't really scare you. It's like all right, I see a demon, but like I'm me. Like I can control this. Like I know what's going on. Like I'm gonna be discerning. I'm not gonna let any certain shit in my in my energy space and stuff like that. But at the same time, like it's just if you want to be able to move in this world, that's something that you're gonna have to deal with. So you're gonna have to have balance for sure.
And a good way to prepare is doing mushrooms, because that should make you face your own demons in the truth. Yeah, taking a big dose will do that for you. But
speaking Megan Thee Stallion, I heard the baby broke her back. So but no, man, that's how he said in his song, man. He ain't try to put it in that verse. He said, "Fuck it." I said it for the second album. I'm clapping her, and I clapped it the night before she got shot. So that's how John coming out, man.
That's what he said. He said he hit before the night before.
Yeah, he said, "Yeah, bro." I listened to the song, man. He called it Boogeyman, and that's the word where he dressed up. He was singing.
Yeah, that nigga is a demon right now. He got the whole costume shit going.
So
it's crazy. As soon as we talked about that nigga on the last podcast, he
just to say that, brought magic around that
everywhere.
Shit, but we popped his ass up.
Yeah, we gotta be careful.
Man, nigga still not clout.
Damn, I've been on mute this whole time. Him and Kanye. Soon as we say their name, three times in the mirror, they pop up on some bullshit.
Man, but
so I heard he just dropped the album. I heard it was like it's supposed to sell like 17,000 like.
That shit was ass.
I heard everybody was mad at that too.
And I think his last album sold like 100 something first week. So
let me ask y'all
something. Going around fighting and acting a plum fool. Like, come on now, little baby. I called him the baby, whatever. You gotta grow up.
Niggas always want to be the baby.
Right, you gotta grow up. Like I can't stress it enough.
What's your thoughts on how this man fell off like so fast?
He's to blame. He's to blame because he tried to be too much of a hothead, which is he saw how he got his clout. But when he was rapping, when he was on stage and he got to playing about LGBTQ, you know what I'm saying? That's when he messed up. You know, he might look cool because he got that Adidas, but at the end of the day, his career failed with that Adidas. So he gotta like, you know, reflect on that shit, like, and realize he gotta create a new image. Not say he gotta start over, but you gotta bring something new, baby Jesus. You know what I'm saying? So
And how you done, baby, and you just had a baby? Like, come on now. Somebody got to be the
I
grown-up.
do love him, like what type of father he is, though. I'm sorry, I can't. We can talk. I just because that just hit me. Like that be the other side of all of this shit. Like we're judging his artistry. He sound the same. He make the same shit. Yes, all of that bullshit. But on another note, he has created a whole generation of wealth for his family. And they is living such a beautiful black life over there. The kids be on the private jets throwing up their signs.
That's wrong.
I love to see it. I can't help it. I do. I love to see that shit. And so say what we will about his who he is as a rapper, but I do. I love how he presents as a father.
Each his own.
The stuff with his baby mama is something different, but him and his children, I love to see.
I'll say the way he did his last baby mama.
That shit.
I ain't speaking on that part. I'm speaking on him and his children.
It's a part of it. It's a part of it.
It is a part of it. I ain't sitting right here saying it's not. I'm just clarifying what specifically I'm saying.
And it's also the ratio of how much is real and how much is put on, you know?
Facts. Because it's only pictures that we seeing, but I'm just saying I love to see it. I love to see his baby girl when she be rapping. Maybe she probably gonna rap better than him. That's what it's be about.
How'd y'all feel when he made that album about his brother killing himself? His brother G. He made an album called Long Live G.
I ain't know it. I ain't listened to the baby for real. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah.
So I didn't know that.
I heard that song with Lil Wayne. Was that on that album?
I think so, but the reason why I brought that up because I just think that's because I think in a pre-show, Hood said, you know, for him to blow up again, he gonna have to talk about another death that killed somebody. And last of his albums, his daddy died, his brother died. You know, what else gonna happen? So
yeah, it's a scary path to follow. Like
that shit was weird.
His
dad died like right when he went number one.
Kirk.
Cut you off, but my bad.
And that was, remember you singing that song earlier? Ooh, Rockstar. Yeah, that's the one songs that blew up off that bitch. Lamborghini is a cop car.
In my mind, I'm over here thinking it was a sacrifice gone bad, but I don't want to be that person. I don't want to be that.
That's what it sounds like.
I just feel like if that was the case,
I mean,
if that was the case and it was, what happened? He shouldn't have said that about the L because he was that once you make your sacrifice, you're supposed to be up. You're supposed to have some years in this joint at least.
Yeah, look at Kanye.
But Kanye had some years in this joint before he was where he at right now. He did, and he had to. He had way more fuck ups, but I guess he was yay too. So it was like, but he's only the baby, you know, like he's only the baby. He's not giving us lyrical genius, you know, like he's not giving us yay artist vibes. So it's like niggas got tired of it quick, and especially in this culture of music, it's such a popcorn culture. Like people can't be lazy with their artistry, and that is speaking from the grandest of artists. Like this is for real the point and the message, I feel like, of anything, because for the longest time these artists been relying on their like their pop, especially with the young generation. Like soon as they name you a hit artist, like your streams is crazy, you set. All you have to do is keep generating new things for them to stream because that's how it's been.
And that ain't real extra because you gotta go through shit.
Right. And talent is found anywhere now. So it's like these major artists are competing for streams with these independent artists that's making good music and getting their stuff out there, like Troy, you know, like the Baby album is competing with listens from a nigga might have cared too much. I don't care if it's one whole stream of an album, but if a nigga listened to this but didn't listen to that, nigga, we appreciate you. And so I'm saying that to say they still have to come harder. Like they got to give us the respect we deserve as listeners when it comes to their creativity level. Like Hood said, you couldn't find no more creative way to say you fuck Megan Thee Stallion. Like, damn, it's one thing that you over here pillow talking like that, but you ain't even try to say it in a way that left any mystery. It was what it was. Like it didn't come off well, basically.
Say Woo, name dropping for clout.
Name dropping for clout. It's all for clout.
Yeah, so
it's like a last minute attempt or some shit like to go viral.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like just make better music. That's all he really had to do.
I think his image is already fucked.
Mm-hmm.
His image is already.
So do y'all think it's the music thing, or do y'all think he blackballed?
I mean, is that? I don't know.
Like, I do think he blackballed because he said what he said. Definitely. Like he had his tours or nothing. His appearances, his bookings haven't been back up since he said what he said. I remember he was on major concerts, like on the lineups for major concerts that I was set to attend, and they snatched him off that shit and replaced them with anybody. I think one was like
his last album sold over 100K. Like I don't think it's about making better music or not. Like I like
what is like, sold though? Because I'm trying to figure out why they counting that. Like, who's buying albums? How do they count that? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Well, I mean that, or it's like, all right, place too. Like, all right, yeah, you right. Like, it's all cap, but the point is, it's like niggas was on it, and just niggas ain't on it no more.
No, I agree, but do you think that's a fake narrative, like a false narrative that they're putting out because if you put it out there, then it pick up. So that's the way the internet and social media works. You tell us that his album sales were.
I don't know if it's a chicken or the egg, but like it happened. It happened. So it's like, yeah, like either way, the outcome is like that nigga done.
Yeah.
I feel you though, T, because it's like. Who buying albums when everybody got all music apps and everybody listen to everything on digital and YouTube? So it's just like, where is these numbers coming from? Like Jeff said, the chicken or the egg.
Unless they just counting up his total streams, revenue for total streams for the first week. I don't know.
Can I ask kind of a quick question? Speaking about YouTube,
mm-hmm.
Who be uploading the YouTube music? Like if it's not the artist, who be taking the time to really upload them songs? And they really be having streams.
Yeah, folks do this shit. But I don't know if they can get
crazy
from it. I don't know if they can get ad money.
Actually, they just changed something to where they allow you to share rights now. I just was reading about it. They've now updated something with the copyrights where if you do a cover of a song or you playing it, like you have to tag the original person, but you as yourself, if it's your video, y'all can both generate revenue for it. So it's like you do get something from it now. I think I read that somewhere. I can't remember where I read it at. I'll have to pull it up and send it out when I find it. I think that's a new change
for the people, but I just wonder who really was taking the time to upload that stuff like that.
That's social media marketing though. Like somebody that's paying somebody bills right now.
Yes,
right.
People haven't seen
ain't no judgment.
Because with these rapper groups, you got all these rappers together, and like one rapper not might be up yet, but while he with this one rapper, he can be taking videos, he recording something, he could be selling the shirts. You know what I'm saying? That's why a lot of people be having these teams. So when it's his time to shine, he already got his crew taking his pictures. Like Stunner for Vegas. Like you didn't know who that nigga was, but when the baby was bringing him everywhere with him, full time now he popped out now. You know what I'm saying? So people be having revenue like that.
Yeah.
It's funny, I'm weak because Troy posted today on Twitter. He said, when that bread hit my TuneCore, I be feeling like Jay-Z, no Kizzy. And TuneCore replied to him with the muscle and the fire emoji. Like that's real shit. Like I love to see that. Like you know, we can speak on it now because it's the beginning of what's to be for real. Like the beginning steps of somebody really getting paid and living ideally like fully off of their art and their craft. So like that's the goal. That's what I'm manifesting. That's what I'm putting out. That's the energy I'm putting out there for this full moon coming up.
It's yours, sis. It's yours.
And more to come. But it's just I can't remember why I even said that. Well, like what you just said. Oh, something about the strings. Something about the strings that made me think of that. Anyway.
I won't be listening to that nigga.
Man.
Huh?
I just say I know I won't be listening to that nigga.
No, I don't think. I think
So
the baby
you gotta
might be
get that
done.
stem. I want you to go get that stem player in flesh.
Yeah.
I had forgot about it.
You play with the baby on it.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, nah.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I think it's been another episode. I think appreciate the time and space, everyone for joining in and everybody tuning in for sure. Yeah. Collective Podcast, the most internet's trippiest podcast. Again, you got G, Elijah. Again, I am the Gas Man. If you need to hit me up, you know where I'm at. Elijah Green 144 on Instagram. G.Elijah144 as well.
For sure. Appreciate y'all tuning in. Oh, for sure. Then, shit. Yeah, the Collective Tributes Podcast. We'll be back again. Make sure to like, share, subscribe, and all that good stuff. You can find me on Instagram at Woo Got It Official. I got a project dropping in a few days. Excited about that. Video coming soon too. Also, you can check out Sacred Solutions for holistic products, teas. We got Blue Lotus, sea moss, gel, moringa capsules, and things like that. And yeah, man, appreciate y'all.
Hey, much love to Sacred Solutions and Elijah's Green. Go fuck with them, please. Much love to them. And also, go check me out on my Instagram at sensei_lightbringer. The YouTube, man, go check me out. And also, if you love to read, if you love deep content, if you love content where we talk about hidden mystical stuff, you know, deep Bible stuff, you know, we got the Tree Life and Hebrew system right behind us. So go check out the Hierophants. You know, that's the book club we got coming out. Me and my boy Ali Breeze. You can go follow him on Instagram at Ali Breeze. So go check us out, man. Much love. Peace.
Love. I'm Torrin Shanae, Poverty CEO. Nigga might have cared too much on all streaming platforms now. With some merch, we got a little bit left. You can find me on Instagram at Torrin Shanae, TORRENSHANAE @ Gmail. Why I'm giving y'all my real email, Lord? I went to work mode. My bad. Torrin Shanae on IG, and the link is in my bio for y'all to check out the album. I done had enough tea. I'm feeling real trippy right now, so I enjoy sharing space with all y'all. Good.
My name is Denise, the Beautifully Ascended Beast. You can find me at the Mystery School. Beautifully Ascended Beast. That's my only social media right now. I'm not open for readings at the moment, but watch out for me.
For sure.
But further, check out the Mystery School, man.
I just tapped back into the Mystery School today.
I'm a 22-degree Scorpio sun in sidereal. Like, that's the killer be killed. Like, come on now. I'm not a killer, but I did have to make a hard decision. We did have to have my father transition on that day. Like, have to make the decision. And that the day was when Drake's Scorpion album came out, which was June 29th, 2018. that was the day I had to make the decision to take my father off. And that's my son's sign. So that's the as above for the so below for that ass.
Type
Yeah.
shit. That's crazy.
Yeah, it is.
Wow.
Till next time, y'all be easy. All right, we'll catch
All
you.
right, y'all. Good night.
Peace.